Okay, I'm going to show you how to draw a pyramid template, and then I'll construct it in a separate video. But how to draw a pyramid template. First thing you're going to do is you can just Google paper pyramid templates and see what options you have. But there are two options. A pyramid, has a square base at the bottom. Okay, and then it has four sides that come to a point. So what I'm just going to do a quick little. The reason I'm doing this is it will give me a guide to draw from. So it has a pyramid. Remember, this is just a rough sketch coming to a point. So your template could look like this. Okay, and in terms of tabs, you would want tabs on four sides, because this touches this, this touches this, this touches this, this touches this. And you only need one tab. So what you do is you just kind of add the tab here, and then you do the same thing all the way around. So this is one method, which is pretty simple to draw because you just draw a cube. In this case, I think you're making a 3 by 3 by 5 inches, but I might actually, I'm going to adjust that size to something that's more palatable to the size of paper that I'm working with. But say if it's a 2-inch base and then you did a 3-inch high pyramid, then this would be 2 by 2 inches. And this would be, maybe let's do a 4-inch high. I'll figure this out. It might have to be 3-inch high. And then, and you measure 3 inches up, and then you mark a point, and then you connect that. And I'm going to show you how to draw that, but that's just a rough sketch. The next one, the other design looks like this. It's a triangle. And then what you do to draw this out, you draw, or you measure out a perfect triangle. You cut that out. That becomes your template. And then you trace it. And you trace it again. I'm gonna run out of room here. And then you trace it again because there's clearly four sides. So it almost looks like a half of a pizza. And then you're going to add a square on one of the ends there. And the tabs here would be, maybe a tab here, a tab here, a tab here, and I think a final tab, a really thin one like right here, which, because this goes here and this is gonna have to come across and hit that side. So that's another way of doing your template. Now, this way of putting your template together might look cleaner than this way. I will probably do this as an example, but if you guys are making your own invented forms and whatnot, there's gonna be better methods for a cleaner look at the end. And this doesn't look like it takes as much paper or utilizes as much paper as this will. I mean, it's probably not a big deal because you can always put it, because if you trace this out 10 times, from your master template, you're gonna trace that out. And if you trace it out 10 times, how much paper are you gonna utilize? This might use a little less, but that's negligible at the moment. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, get a clean sheet of paper, and first thing is I divide the paper in half to give me a sense of how big I can work. The paper I'm using here is 11 by 14. The paper you have is 14 by 17. So since I'm working with 11 by 14, half of 11 is 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So there's my center point here. And in order to find that center point, I have to measure twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. I'm sorry, measure twice, and then I connect those 2 points. I find it better to work sometimes center out on a sheet of paper. Now, if it's 14 inches in this direction, 7 is half of 14. And I'm going to connect those two lines. Okay, so I have, this is basically the center of the paper. Oh, this is actually 15 inches. You can kind of see that this looks longer than this side. So I made a mental error, and I'm not going to reshoot the video for that. But half of, all I have to do is add half of an inch, because half of 15 is 7.5, and I thought it was 14. So in your case, 17. So half of 17 is 8.5. So you would be doing 8.5. Okay. After this, I stated I was going to have a 2-inch base. So because of this ruler is 2 inches, I am lining my red lines, the dark red lines, with the crosshairs that exist on the drawing itself. So I'm just going to turn the paper this way. It's just faster for me to do this. Okay, so that's my 2-inch base. And I think I'm going to make myself a 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3 inches, 3-inch high pyramid. So I'm just going to count 3 inches. I'm going to put this red line right on that line. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a little dot here, just a little tiny dot. Okay. Connect. Do that all the way around. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Little dot. Notice I'm not looking at the numbers on the ruler. I'm just counting inches. 1, 2, 3 inches. It's faster. 1, 2, 3 inches. Okay. So from this corner to the new dot that I made, wait a second. That was another mental error. 1, 2, 3. Supposed to go out 3 inches from the edge. That's what I wanted to do. So I made another mistake. I started to do 2 inches. I wanted to do 3 inches. It's right here, and right here. So I remember what I'm connecting. So I'm going to take this corner, connect it to that point. I hope you can see this in the video. Take that corner, connect it to the point. Now, one of my little tricks here is I'll put the point of the pencil right on that corner, and then I'll run the ruler to the point of the pencil so it doesn't move. And then I'll just rotate the ruler to the other point and connect it. Makes things super fast. It's just a little too slow if you try to line the ruler up with both points. And you sneeze and you got to do it over again because you just shook everything off or whatever. All right, so that goes here and that goes here. So there's my template, but remember the one that I drew has 4 tabs. So they're just kind of going all the way around. So it could be on this side, it could be on this side, doesn't matter. But if I put a tab here, I have to put a tab on the far side, far side, far side. Oh, I'm sorry, not that one. Yeah, no, that's right. I was correct. And I think that 1/4 inch was a good size that I used in my cube. And what I'm doing is I'm just lining the line that exists there and overlapping it with the line that exists here. And I just run instead of measuring a 1/2 or 1/4 inch, I can just overlap it and strike a line. There we go. And then after that, you have to cut your little corners. To be honest, I think this straight line is fine. It's just easy for me to score this and then cut that straight up. This one here, I think you can, it's going to be something like that. So you can try to repeat that all the way around. This one you can just kind of like make up. This one goes straight up. This one goes down. And this one goes straight up. This one goes down. Now, quickly, so this is the template. Ready to go, ready to be cut out. This needs to be scored, that needs to be scored. The lines that you can erase, because remember, this is all going to be showing, so you're going to want to erase this. I drew pretty dark so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't need these. You know, you're not going to score this. You're not going to do anything there. So that's ready to go. Same with this. You can take this out, but I'm not too interested in that at the moment. I just want to show you how to make this template. What you would do is you just draw a triangle. You draw a triangle like we just did here. You cut this out perfectly, and then you just trace that by lining it up. And I'm just going to do that real quickly. Trying to find some scrap paper here. Okay. I'm going to continue this line out. Okay. And I'm going to put a line, how about this, 2 inches on each side. I'm just going to go up here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go this way. I'm just going to confuse you more. So forget this, forget that. So what I'm doing now is I'm lining this red line up with that line that I have there. Just making sure it's perpendicular. Make a line straight up, make a line straight up. 1, 2, 3, 3 inches. I'm going to put a line here and a line here. And that way I can just do this. And then after that, I need to find the center point right here, which is right here. Find the center point right here, which is right here. It's just 1 inch. And then I'm going to take this corner. Actually, I don't even need to find the center point there. I'm just going to take the corner. I only need to find the center point here. And then I'm going to take this corner and connect it there. After you do that, cut this baby out. And take your time cutting this out. You don't want to rush through it because you're going to use this as your template to draw the other form. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a new sheet of paper here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing because it's the same color, but here's our design. It goes boom, 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 kind of like a slice of pizza. So what I'll do is just trace this out right here. Now, there's probably a mathematical approach to doing this. I just find this faster. So I'm lining it right up with that line that exists there. And I'm going to repeat the same thing. Line it up with that line. So you can make any size triangle, any size pyramid, whatever. There is a size that I'm asking you to make in the paper exercises, which is going to be a 2-inch base and a 3-inch high pyramid. Okay, so that's kind of what you have here. And then after that, you're going to, I'm going to take this guy here, line a thin line right with that line. Notice I'm using this graph ruler a lot. And then I can draw a line straight down. I know this line is perpendicular to that line. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And basically, we're just going to make it 2 inches long. It goes here. 2 inches long. It goes here. And that would need a template that goes, or I'm sorry, a template, a tab, one here, one here, one here, and then one on this side. So that would be pretty simple to do. So you would add those tabs. And I just add them with 3/4 inches. So the next video, I'll cut this out and I'll glue it together. And that's all we're doing for the paper exercises in this week. Oops. That's a tab. That's just a really small one. These guys you can just kind of like throw in these diagonal lines. You don't have to be perfect about it. And this one goes here. All right, so that is ready to go. And if you notice, this takes up a lot more paper, doesn't it? This doesn't take up that much. Look at the real estate. However, if you were repeating this, you could probably put the next one right here and fit one there. But this, you probably get a lot more space out of this. And you don't have tabs here, here, and here. You're going to have more tabs here. And it's not going to be as clean as this one. So I might make them both. All right. Until I get to the next stage.